So the sevens matches in Dubai have started off extremely close. All 4 men's matches separated by 7 or less. There are only the 8 sides. 4 spots available in the semis, and in this matchup, it is a top-of-the-table clash between South Africa and the Flying Fijians. And in this preview, we'll be looking through at the key players, their previous result, and then also who I think will win this matchup. But starting off with the South Africans, they were able to get themselves the win over France in their first pool stage fixture, 15 points to 12. Now, South Africa were able to score 3 times in that match, the French just the twice, but it was what the Blitzboks were doing on defense that really won them that game. They were extremely strong. France throwing absolutely everything they could at South Africa, and that defensive line, it just wasn't budging. Now, they did have their fair few handling errors in that game, the Blitzboks, and that is something that they will definitely want to improve on heading into this match up against Fiji. But overall, for a first match in quite a few months, it's pretty solid from the South Africans. As a whole, they had 3 try scorers in that contest: Ryan Oosterhuizen, Christy Grobbelaar, and also Donovan Don. Now, the fact that someone like a Shilton van Wyk, a Selvin Davids, a Ronald Brown didn't score in that match, I'm expecting maybe a try from all 3 of those individuals by the time we get to the end of the competition. But overall, it is going to be a very strong team, and if they can do that same defensive work that they did up against the French, Fiji may find it very difficult to play the same way that they did up against the Argentinians. And in that game, it was 24 points to 19 in favour of Fiji. Now, they started that match down 12-0, came back with 24 unanswered points. Now, the Argentines, they got themselves another try near the end of that fixture, so we almost got to see our first draw of the Dubai Sevens. But the try scorers for the Fijians, it was Jeremiah Matana, George Balsi, and also Vuiviwa Nadolvalo got himself the 2, and honestly, he was the man in the match for Fiji. He was breaking the line. He was causing all sorts of problems for this Los Pumas team. But the thing is, I think if Argentina look back at that game, they'll say they didn't defend as well as they would have liked. There were times where Fiji just would not give Argentina the ball possession for multiple minutes in a row. That was what happened throughout that first half, where the Fijians just slowly wearing down their opposition. It's something that they will have to try up against the South Africans, as this game is being played in very hot conditions. The humidity's high. The fatigue will also be as this competition wears on. So I'm kind of glad in a way that this match will be taking place as their second game rather than the third for these 2 sides, as South Africa still have to play Argentina, and also Fiji, they will still be taking on the French. But whoever wins this game, they will be sitting top of the table and all but confirmed for a semi-final spot. There are no quarterfinals this year in the 7 circuit. If you are inside of the top 2, you go to the semis. If you're in that bottom 2, rather than last year, how you still had a chance of going through to the quarterfinals, you will then be playing off for 5th place tomorrow. So plenty still to come on the 7 circuit. But of course, we are now up to that stage of a prediction. I have to say, Fiji, the way that they fought up against what is a tough Argentinian side, was thoroughly impressive. But it's that South African defense that I think is going to be extremely hard to be able to pierce. I don't see this game being separated by a huge margin, as I do feel Fiji have enough flair to be able to get through eventually up against the South Africans. Plus, in a way, it seemed like France were lacking someone with pure pace. Whereas Fiji, they've got Filippo Bucayaro, Nadolvalo, who is coming off the double, and then also Tario Tamani is a bit of an impact player off of the bench as well. I'm going to go 17 points to 12 in favour of South Africa, keeping those close games alive for this competition, as we have seen, like I mentioned, so many of them already at this stage. But honestly, it could go the other way. We could see the Fijians getting themselves the win here, but I feel like heading into this match, the importance of getting those extra 2 pointers is going to be absolutely massive for these teams. Even the loser, they have to be within 7 to feel that little bit more safe getting into the semi-finals. But nonetheless, do let me know who you think will be winning this match, ladies and gentlemen. It is kicking off at 1:16 a.m. New Zealand and Fiji time, 2:16 for you guys in South Africa in the afternoon. Should be an outstanding game, and we are going to be covering it on the channel as well, so be sure to check that out. But let me know your score predictions in the comments down below, and I will see you all for the next one.